I just picked up this BMW for only $8,000, and in this video, we're gonna be doing a full build breakdown to turn this thing from a granny car into a supercar slayer that's gonna be pushing over 600 horsepower. Make sure to stay to the end because we're not skipping over anything. Full build breakdown, baby. Buckle up, get your popcorn, and enjoy. All right, guys, we finally did it. After the long search that I've been teasing you with for my new BMW for the channel, I finally got it. If you haven't seen our video, we got a shop too. And inside is the new BMW. It's gonna be a hellcat killer. Are you guys ready? Today we're gonna be building my BMW 550i into an absolute supercar killer. Now I did buy this car for only $8,000, which does seem like a good deal, but it does have 100,000+ miles. It was reported stolen and it's been in an accident. But after going through the car, super clean. And in this episode, we're gonna be installing performance mods, throwing a tune on it, and it's gonna be faster than an M5 by the end of this episode for a fraction of the price. In the world of cars, this is gonna be the best bang for your buck when it comes to horsepower per dollar. You can't beat it. But there's one small caveat. This is undoubtedly one of the most unreliable BMW motors ever produced, with the most accounts of motors literally blowing up on people. While you're saying to yourself, why is he doing this? This is a terrible idea. Well, there's good news. In 2014, they revised it with like almost complete forged internals. This motor is a lot stronger. This motor has 100,000 miles. While this motor should be retiring and sitting life in a junkyard, it fell into my hands. So we're gonna put as many performance parts and tune this thing to the moon and see what happens and see what kind of power we can pull out of it. All right, time to put this thing in the air to check out what I got myself into. Probably should have done this before, but better late than never, right?
We are underneath the beast at the moment right now. Now I'm seeing a lot of,
it's hot.
A little warm. A lot of very useless exhaust restrictors.
So this stuff has gotta fucking go. We can't have power restrictive exhaust. We're gonna have to do some sort of customization to this exhaust system, not only for sound, but for power. So that's one thing that's gonna have to happen pretty soon. If we take a look up here, you know, I mean, some things may look a little wet. I don't see I feel like if it was leaking a bunch of oil, this would be super soaked. So that is a good sign. Let's take this belly panel off and take a closer look. Oh.
Got some wear right there.
Got some wear. Maybe that's when the thieves stole the vehicle. Okay.
A lot of
some scrapage. We got some big scrapage right here. That's not good. Other than that though, like, it doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to give you guys a tip on, and this is one of the biggest things that I found when looking for a new car, was every vehicle had a lip right here. If you don't know, after a certain amount of brake pad change, you're supposed to change your rotors because they develop a lip because it wears down the inside of the rotor.
And probably 9 times out of 10, the BMWs that we looked at had a massive lip. And what does that tell you? If they're not replacing their rotors around 100,000 miles or so, then they're not doing anything else. I mean, brakes, I would say, is one of the most important things you could possibly do.
No, 100% no, it's right. So that was a huge plus. I was half sold at that point. The other thing, if you can tell, these are Goodyear, and these are run flats, which if you've ever had a BMW, a newer one, that's how they come from the factory. I've never met a single person in my life that has replaced the tires with run flats.
Okay, so yes, this car is stolen. Yes, this car has an accident. Yes, it's got high mileage, but the good news is we have the Carfax. There's always service through a BMW center. And you know what? The person, if they're putting expensive tires on it, which I would never do, I'd always find the cheaper tire. But this person wanted the run flat tires, so this is like the factory spec. They're paying, you know, probably $300 per tire. And you know what? They had the rotors replaced. They're not warped or anything. So the fact that they're putting money into that means that they probably put money into all the belt changes and everything else. And a good service BMW is still a risk, but it's much less than if you go look at a car, which we've been looking for the last like 3, 4, 5 months, and we've had to say no to so many cars. That's the hardest thing as a car buyer, is to find the car, you like it a lot, but then you just know like, hey, this is the dumbest idea. And this right here is the dumbest idea, but it is so much smarter than the other cars we looked at. I think this thing is gonna be a fucking amazing sleeper. This is gonna be an absolute hellcat destroyer when we're done with it, and all for under $10,000.
There we go. Here we go.
Look at all this crap.
Okay, so right here, we got a leaf. That's not bad. Okay, so you could tell these belts are new. Wow, that's so weird. It's like multi-serpentine.
Belts are nice.
Belts are nice. Oil, honestly, it's not too bad.
I really don't see too much. It's nothing compared to your Beamer.
Nothing. That's oil. This is the worst. Just probably by, I mean, I'm assuming that's the oil pan. It's not terrible. There's gonna be a little seepage. Okay, it has 100,000 miles. That's not that bad. It's like sweating at best, but the fact that on my Beamer, dude, the whole power steering rack was dripping, like literally dripping. Okay, and like I said, because this car is a hot V8 design, the intakes are where the headers or the exhaust would be normally. Here's kind of a better look at that. So you can see that a big plastic canister right there, that's where like the header would be. That is actually the intake system. And this exhaust basically wraps up and around to the top middle where those turbos come out of.
Okay, enough with the technical bullshit. Let's get this car down, get it out on the road so you guys can see how much horsepower is just oozing out of this engine. Okay, cut it.
All right, let's go take it for a spin. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Brakes for the power.
Doesn't have the brakes for the power?
No, dude, you can go so fast, so quick, and this is completely bone stock. The brakes do not feel like adequate to stop. Like it's a heavy car. It's like 4,300 pounds. Yeah, once you get like you're 15 miles an hour, this thing just fucking zooms. It's such a linear power curve.
Power of a V8 with twin turbos.
It's like there's like no drop. The drop off is when I take my foot off. Like it just keeps going. Like it runs. It wants to keep going.
So maybe we gotta upgrade the brakes, but I want to tune this fucker already, dude.
Yeah, tuning it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, it's bone stock. Downpipes, tune, custom exhaust.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna use our Quick Lift USA oil catch can reservoir thingamabobber. Okay, we got our custom made tool right here. Let's try this out. That was dramatic. Is it loose now? Okay, it's loose now. Woo! Alrighty. Oh.
Holy cow. Lick it.
Ah! No way, dude. Okay, so the oil it doesn't look bad. I don't see at all any metallic.
It also looks pretty new.
Looks pretty new. I'm not too worried. So just as we suspected, it looks fine. We are doing obviously an oil change at this point. Can't put it back in. So let this straighten out. Let's get this filter up. I don't think that's gonna be fun. It's really far up in there, you know? Got my little handy dandy tool. It seems like no matter what tool I buy, this is the one that I always use. So buy yourself one of these. Official Backspeed recommendation. Yeah, it's already loose, so we're good. I'm just gonna crank this thing off. This filter, by the way, I spent $50 for this filter. It's like cartridge style. It's paper. I spent $50 for paper. Oh, man.
Oil all over the ground.
Look at my hand, dude. Chocolate syrup. That's the old filter. There we go. Nice, oil everywhere. So this is like the weirdest oil filter I've ever seen because there's no hole in the middle. So it like plugs in. Very weird. I think that's why it was $50. There's definitely copper on here.
Really?
Look, come look at this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's copper. But that's kind of what an oil filter is supposed to do, is catch all that shit.
A little bit's normal. So maybe your car's fine, because your car wasn't, I mean, it was more than that, but it wasn't like 10 times that.
Yeah.
Maybe the M6 is fine. Or this car's fucked, one or the other. Fine, guys, we're gonna boost this to the moon, so who cares?
The good news is the new engine's only $4 grand.
Yeah. Okay, we're good to go. Let's drop this car out of new oil. Simple shit.
Okay, believe it or not, this car takes 10 fucking quarts of oil, just like the M6. You know, it's got a big V8 dual overhead cam, 2 turbos, and you know, turbos need their oil. And this thing drinks oil like crazy. Dump all this oil into the car.
Don't overfill it.
I know what I'm doing.
Got a clean engine bay, gotta maintain that clean engine bay. With one of the goals of this build being that we wanna make this thing a sleeper, we gotta get rid of any evidence that hints that this thing makes any power. And yep, just as I suspected. Oh man, this thing is just stuck on here. There we go. Out with the old, let's go get the new. Shipped from Wuhan, we got the black 528i badge. You know what they say, once you go black, you never go back. Okay, I'm taking the backing off of the letters. Moment of truth, 528i, here we go. You really wanna make sure it's on there. There you go. All evidence is gone. This is now a 4-cylinder. We've gotten rid of a turbo and 4 cylinders, I believe. So there we go. Much better. Now we're in sleeper mode. Okay, so next up on the list for the Beamer is carbon fucking fiber. And our friends at RW Carbon sent out a ton of carbon goodies for the Beamer build. Now, we're going for sleeper, right? We're going for tons of horsepower. There's no shame in looking good while you're doing it. So that's what our goal is today. So let's get the car off, let's get this shit on, and let's do it. All right, first step into putting all this new carbon on, we gotta get rid of the old grills. There we go. Bumper's fine, but the old grill, not so fine. Here we go. We're all good to go now. Let's get the new ones. Okay, now we're ready to move on. We got the grills in, and now it's time for the centerpiece of the carbon. Look at this thing. This thing is a sculpture, a work of art. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to manufacture something like this, but it looks amazing. So let's put it on the car. This is really gonna help with the look of it all. So it kind of, I think, just slides on, kind of like that. There's some factory dimples, so we just gotta, pains me to do so, we gotta get the drill out, drill holes, and then they go into the factory bolts. So pretty straightforward, but this, I mean, just sitting on here looks a lot better. All right, let's get the drill out. It's done. Yeah, you can kind of get a better look at how much nicer this is. I'm gonna do my absolute very best not to completely destroy it on curbs and shit. Moving right along. Next up are these badass carbon fiber side skirts. These are gonna make the car look real good. Look at that, dude. That looks freaking great. Oh, this hurts so bad. There we go. So I just gotta do that about 45 more times on each side, and then we'll have all the carbon installed. Okay, next up on the Beamer is finally some performance mods. We gotta disassemble quite a lot because we have ARM intakes. Now these aren't just any intakes, these are intakes that get routed out to the front grills. It's gonna look badass. And yes, I did remove the grills again real quick, took me 2 seconds, but basically you're gonna have some big cone filters in here that are gonna be sucking the absolute coldest air possible for this engine to maximize horsepower. So let's start pulling shit apart. Damn it. Boom and boom. Strut bars disconnected. All right, okay. That's officially the last piece that we have to take out of the engine, and we finally made all the room now for all the new intake piping. This is a serious no joke operation. I mean, there's literally half of a BMW 550i sitting here just to make room for all these new beautiful ARM parts. I'm actually really excited because we should be able to hear the turbo spool on the car because it's been super restrictive with these big clunky air boxes. So this will allow to free up not only a little bit of horsepower, but much needed sound that I've been missing. Because when you drive the car, it feels like a Tesla because it just goes, but it's so quiet. So this will change all that. But before we do that, since the engine is extremely exposed right now, now's an okay time to change out the spark plugs. When you're doing a tune and you're doing performance mods, you usually want to go with like a really nice iridium tip or something, but 1 step colder spark plug could be the best for performance. So we got to do that now. I'm not looking forward to it. All right, so first step to get to these plugs is to remove the old coils. Now, we did this on Noah's M6 and it was a fucking nightmare, but the car had been sitting in a field for a long time and it was falling apart and it was old and crusty. This, not the case. Watch how easy this is. You go like this, okay? Wire connector comes off, put your finger in the hole, give it a light tug, and voila, coils out. We destroy like half of Noah's coils because they just were completely seized in there. That's how easy it should be. Then the spark plug's down in that hole. I had to go buy a special 14mm 12-point socket. Thank you, BMW. So now that I have that, we can pull all these out and get to the fun stuff.
Okay, now we're just extracting these spark plugs. There we go. It is removed. A million times fucking easier than this piece of shit car up here. Got the first plug out, and as you can tell, we got brand new ones. Since this is a step colder, we have to close the gap. When you add more boost, you want a lower gap, and that's why I got this really cool little gapping tool. And we need to close it, so I'm just gonna go like this, and then just check it a million times. You gotta be really careful with these tips. There we go. That one's good to go. Gotta do that 7 more times. But what's crazy about these BMWs is that the spark plug is in this hole so deep. I'm used to like an LS or a small block Chevy where you just grab it with your hand.
Here is the newly gapped plug. Basically, you just reverse the process now. I mean, if you were doing just spark plugs, this might be like a big pain in the ass, but because we already had to remove everything else to get to all the intake system and everything, not too bad at all. So our 8 new bad boys in, and we can start building this cold air intake. Okay, so new spark plugs are in, and they are tightened down to 23 Newton meters. Now I'm putting these bad boys back in, and then we'll be done with this process. So this is what I like to call preventative maintenance. BMW kind of made this part kind of simple. Thanks, Germans. Don't say that very often. Basically, we gotta reuse this old piece right here, the stock piece, but basically, the piping's gonna route like this, and then through here, and then down to the grills. So we're kind of gonna mock up the ARM reference photo and start kind of putting this puzzle together. We gotta put in the original mass airflow sensor, which is right here on the original air box. There we go. There is the mass airflow sensor. We go in like this. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, we got this kind of mocked up. Okay, so we spent a little bit of time, and I wanted to really make sure the fitment was really good. So this side is completely done. If you come over here, you check out, we got the first cone in. So looking pretty badass. I'm pretty stoked. I mean, that's literally getting the coldest air possible. In the meantime, we're putting in the new charge pipe. While the way I'm putting it in right this second won't make any difference, this port right here allows me to add meth injection later on. So if I continue to build this car and I exceed around 20 PSI in boost, I throw a little bit of meth in there, cools the intake down, and I can protect it from detonating. So we'll swap these in so that way I have them. ARM, good guys, sent this out. Okay, so BMW has so graciously disappointed me once again with these one-time use hose clamps. These are literally crimped on by the factory, and the only way to get these off is to literally cut them the fuck off. How does that make any sense? There we go. Nice new shit. Okay guys, we got the charge pipe on. This thing looks pretty badass. So all I gotta do now is do all that on this side. Then we can get the tuning.
Okay, the engine is all put back together, so we gotta add the blinker fluid. So, unfortunately we were out of blinker fluid, so blue Gatorade is gonna have to do.
It has come time to tune this bitch. Okay, so I've literally been trying for like 25 minutes. My computer will not detect the car. Like, I can't tune it. I don't know what's going on. I've tried this cable on multiple cars. We've tried different extension connector pieces because I have to run it through a bunch of different pieces in order to go into this stupid MacBook. So I guess I'll update you if we can figure this out. I don't know what's going on.
We've been trying to tune the BMW and our cable's not working, and I was thinking, why? Why is the cable not working? It always worked for us before. So being the genius that I am, I decided to take it down to its bare electronics because I'm basically like Iron Man, and I noticed this wire was cut off. So I'm gonna solder it back and hopefully that fixes the problem. If it doesn't, well then we're gonna have to go to like Best Buy or something to buy a new cable.
I'm thoroughly impressed that you figured that out. Okay, so we just finished soldering it, putting the cover on. We have the wire reconnected now. I'm gonna try to connect it and we're gonna see if this works. Okay, it's connected. All right, let's start the car. Just in the ignition mode. Nothing yet. We got it! We freaking got it! It connected!
Nice.
Noah's literally Iron Man, dude.
I'm Iron Man, dude.
All right, let's load this tune up. We're gonna be using the boot mod tune. This is the same tune I used on my old Beamer, So let's get this thing loaded in here and go start driving. I'm excited. Okay, I'm loading up the tune, which, by the way, this tune should push this car just under 600 horsepower. Crazy what just, you know, some bolt-ons and a tune could do to a car like this. It's truly budget horsepower. Keep in mind, guys, I bought this car for 8 grand, and just throwing on an intake and a tune, we're pushing 600 horsepower. We are scratching the surface on the level of horsepower this motor is capable of. This motor, minus like a few minute details, is almost identically the M5 motor. This motor could support 700 wheel horsepower. Okay, it's, oh, frontal collision warning system. It's normal, guys, when you tune your car, like everything goes haywire because the ECU is rewriting itself. So things loading up, this should take a few minutes, then we're getting out on the road. Oh, chassis stabilization. Yeah, the car's like having a heart attack right now. It's okay, guys, this is all part of the plan. Whenever you're tuning a BMW or any car for that matter, always throw it on a trickle charger. Trust me, if your ECU dies in the middle of this, it's not gonna know where it is. It's like completely dismantled right now in the middle of downloading the new tune. Put it on a trickle charger, don't be an idiot. Okay, I know the car's tuned, I wanna take it out, but we got one more item on the list that's really gonna help this car look a little bit better. We're wrapping the roof. Let's do this. So we're tuned, we got the intake set up, we got the grills, we got the carbon, car's looking great. Let's fire this thing up, and we should hear these turbos spool up. I mean, the intake goes straight right there. It should be pretty loud. Fire in the hole. Ready?
Yep.
Damn, dude. Fuck. We got ourselves a time machine.
You got the GTA Turbo Tune. This is the first time Lenny's gonna step on it.
I mean, this is from a roll, but...
Okay.
Oh, damn, dude. Damn, this thing pulls hard.
That's a lot better than how it was like a few hours ago.
Yeah, that was much better. This thing is much snappier right now.
I'm actually shocked that the tune did that much. That's a
noticeable difference.
That's a noticeable difference.
We need to now get a proper launch.
You know, I was thinking when Lenny got the 5 Series that it was going to be this big boat. It's not as big as you'd think.
It's still really nimble like the 3 Series was.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we just reached 7K RPMs. Damn, dude.
And to think all this in this like little sleeper package, like it doesn't have a loud exhaust on it right now. You could still hear the turbo noises because of the intakes. You can still hear the exhaust a little bit, which we'll be modifying later on.
We throw in some downpipes and a more aggressive tune. This thing's gonna be like a Lamborghini.
A little bit of E85.
Out for a test drive. This thing is a completely different car. This thing is making more horsepower now than a stock M5. I didn't pay M5 premium prices. I'm not paying M5 premium insurance. We haven't even touched the exhaust. This thing is gonna sound miraculous. Okay, I wanna get in this car and drive it some more. Let's head back to the shop. All right, guys, we did it. We're back at the shop. This thing was a complete and utter success, but we're not done. Our friends at ARM are going to be sending us some downpipes, and let's just say we put together a few other exhaust modifications that are going to bring this thing to the next level. And we got an even crazier tune in the works right now. It's being worked on. All right, so to continue furthering putting more performance mods on the BMW build, we have an insane amount of stainless steel pipes. So you guessed it, today we're going to be laying some pipe. ARM once again hooked us up with some stainless steel catless downpipes and a full beautiful mid-pipe setup that's going to turn this car from mild to wild. So the first course of action is to remove all the old stock crap. Okay, so the stock downpipes, which we will be removing and replacing, they come out of the car right here. Now, while I do want to go up top and get all that stuff taken care of, I think we should remove the entire exhaust first. That'll give us a lot more room to get these downpipes out. So let's get to work.
Okay, ready to remove the transmission?
Yeah, right. Oh shit, I shouldn't do that. Okay, well, that was a little bit more of a struggle than I had anticipated, but it's off. It weighs like a metric ton. It's super heavy. These mufflers are gargantuous. We got the new stainless steel pipes all mocked up. You can kind of see how it's all gonna go together. This is gonna be a lot lighter probably. We're getting rid of these resonators. We're getting rid of this X-pipe muffler thingy. And then yeah, we're getting rid of the cats. So this thing's gonna be basically a freaking full-blown race car when we're done with it. Okay, now that all that's done underneath the car, time to come up top and remove the downpipes. Now you might be looking at this going, where are the downpipes? Well, they're under this big clunky thing with 4 O2 sensors. This thing looks ridiculous. So let's do that. But of course, couldn't be that simple, right? Nope, had to go get this special O2 sensor adapter. Big fucking surprise. And just break them loose, just like that. Alrighty, now we'll just gotta unscrew the O2 sensor, like so. That thing is white. That's probably not good. It's a little teacup. Okay, I got all the bolts removed, got the top O2 sensors out, and she's wobbly. Come on, you little bitch. There we go. Oh my gosh. Look at those fat boys right there. Looks like a mask, dude. Imagine this thing at the foot of your bed in the middle of the night. You're fucking terrified. Got that heat shielding on. Look at these things. Look at these chunkers right here, dude. So these are just held on by V-bands. And there's the turb skis. What have we done? I guess I gotta remove these O2 sensors and then some V-bands, some more brackets. Yeah.
Explain a quick update on what's going on.
Fuck this, man! I think they designed these to be put in and out with the engine not in here, because this is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But supposedly, it's like a big worm, and you twist it out. But man, this is a bitch. I'm getting caught on the back of the engine, I think. See, it's clipping right here. Gosh, it's so jammed. Oh my gosh, dude. Fuck this, man. This was one of the hardest things, man. But she's out, and the new ones are gonna go in like a piece of cake because they're not like all big and bulky like this, all these brackets. The time has come. We are finally putting in the star of the show, these ARM catless downpipes. This is what's gonna make this car scream. Because they're a lot skinnier, look how easy this is gonna go in compared to taking it out. Ready for this? Ready? And boom, that easy. So now I gotta basically go through, put all the bolts back, put all the heat shield back, all the O2 sensors back. Then we can start working on the rest of this exhaust system. This is gonna sound so good.
Okay, downpipes are in. We got these ARM mid pipes. They're shiny, they're all welded nicely, much better than anything I could do. They're slip fits, so sometimes slip fits never really go on. I mean, that's what this tool's for. So basically this thing you put in the air gun or an electric impact gun, and you just expand the pipe so that it slides right in, and then we'll put a clamp right on it. So we're doing this one, trying to get this one fitted, and then we got pipes that will go all the way back here, straight to the mufflers, which we will then have our cutout system that we custom build. That way we can go from sleeper mode to really loud supercar twin turbo V8 sound.
Okay, so we kind of got the front part of the mid pipe all figured out. Now it's the back part of the mid pipe. I reused, if you can tell right here, the old hanger from the stock exhaust. So this would go right in the car, should be a piece of cake. By having it, you know, all individual pieces, there's a lot of little tweaking that you gotta do to get this thing to fit right. So it's kind of what we're going through right now. Everything's kind of loose still, but theoretically, kind of slips on like that. And then this goes on like that. And there you go, pretty straightforward. So now we gotta do the same thing to this side. All right guys, so we got the front mid pipes mounted as well as the rear mid pipes. So now we're just gonna clamp it in place. Now before we add the mufflers, you can see right here, it just kind of cuts off. I think we need to go drive around the block. One, to make sure nothing scrapes, everything fits perfectly. And number two, to hear that straight piped, beautiful N63 twin turbo V8 sound. So let's clamp these pipes down and let's take it off the lift. And we'll do one right here. Gotta remove these old bung plugs. As as you can tell, we got the ghost exhaust. You can't even see the tips anymore because there are no damn tips. Let's start this thing up fully straight piped. From the turbo back, there is nothing but hole. 3 inches of it. All right, let's do this. This is gonna get really fucking loud. Ready?
Yep.
Fire, go!
It's loud as fuck. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but it's like really, really loud. Damn, dude. Dude, the turbo's so loud. I know.
I want to smell something.
Yeah, it's the fact that there's no cats. What was that noise?
Yeah, what was that noise? Did we just break the car? Real quick, you gotta understand, I haven't compensated for having no cats, so the car is gonna freak out a little bit. When we retune it later in this video, I'm gonna make sure that tune obviously is accounting for the fact there's no cats. But right now, it is not. I wanna make sure. Can I smell like oil to you?
Look at that monster engine right there. You're gonna tell me that's not a supercar engine right there?
Jesus Christ, what was that, dude?
It's the ECU booting up. I'm kidding, I'm just making up shit at this point.
This is a twin turbo V8. Very similar setup to what comes in a lot of flagship Ferraris, what comes in a lot of McLarens. So this motor, like while it is a 10-year-old BMW motor, it's a lot going for it. I think we should get some drive-bys before we put it back on the lift. Okay, before we get this thing back on the lift and get the rest of this exhaust sorted out, which sounds pretty insane by the way, our friends at RW Carbon sent us out a few more goodies for the build, and I can't wait to put this on. Kind of realized it was a little bit lacking back here. So we got a carbon fiber aggressive ass looking diffuser and a big ass wang. So let's rip the old one off. We gotta be super careful on the old one because this thing has really nice carbon fiber. You know, this will crack very easily. You gotta be really careful. Because I got my little pry tool and I'm just gonna slowly, kind of basically just try to get this adhesive pulled up all the way around it. Slowly kind of put a little bit of pressure. I have no clue, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this was the stock one. Just based off the looks of it, it's very tiny. Oh. Oops. Okay, hold on, I gotta be really careful. I'm just gonna put a little bit of pressure right here. Oh, shit. It's almost off, it just needs a little bit more pressure. Oh, shit. Just gotta put a little bit of, oh, shit. Oops. Ah, shit. I really don't know how we're gonna get this off. Okay, this thing's really beat me up here. I think we need like a quick little relief cut right here. There we go. It's fine. I'm gonna put it back together. Oh, damn it. Hold on. I think it needs like another relief cut. Oh, shit. It's starting to come off now. You kind of see the process. Oh, there we go. As long as we keep track of it, we can sell this thing. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Okay, guys, it's okay. It's all part of the process, all part of the plan. Last little piece. Remember, you want to be super delicate with these kinds of things. That's why, I like to use pry tools, plastic ones. You don't want to hurt the paint. There we go. See, I told you it's not that hard. Give me one sec. Okay. Okay, 1 sec. All right, there we go. This thing is still perfectly fine. I think we could put this on the shelf and keep this for another project. This is, genuine BMW right here, okay? We can't throw this kind of stuff away. This is at a limited supply. So, all right, so let's get the new one on. All right, so we got our handy dandy 3M tape on the new, beautiful looking carbon fiber trunk spoiler. This thing is gonna increase horsepower by 50, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, downforce times 1,000 is what this thing's gonna do. All right, all the tape is off. We get one shot at this. I gotta line it up, press it down all at the same time. Okay, now I'm just gonna press it down. I wanna really make sure this thing is nice and secure. Being delicate, don't wanna break these kinds of things. This thing's not going anywhere. It's not flying off on the freeway hitting someone else. All right, I say let's get this thing on the lift and let's tackle this ugly ass stock diffuser. All right, we got this thing off. Now, we won't be needing this one anymore, so let's get the nice new one on. Look how nice this is, dude. Look at that. Okay, this new bad boy is in. Once again, increased horsepower, increased amazing looks. Okay, the straight pipes for fun, but that shit's annoying 24/7. So we are putting back the stock mufflers. I gotta cut it off the old one-piece exhaust system. So let's cut this thing off and then we'll start adding the cutouts. One down, one more to go.
Ooh. So we're doing the exhaust and I noticed, look at this. This is the rear sway bar. I mean, this is a piece of floss. I mean, why even put one at this point?
Okay, so our friends over at Granatelli hooked us up with an awesome cutout kit for the car. We just used a different one of their kits on the Chevelle, but this one's made, as you can see, it's oval. This is for tighter clearances. Let me show you. We actually got the exhaust pipe already mocked up with the clamp from ARM, and basically we're gonna cut this down and it's gonna get welded to a hole that I make right here, and the cutout will sit right before the muffler, which is what you want. Straight piped, and then you have the quiet. I gotta drop this, make the hole. Noah's gotta weld this bad boy on, and then we can test with the cutout.
Okay, so we welded the new cutout pieces on. As you can tell, I just used my little $100 Harbor Freight welder and did the job. Once again, anybody can do this. This is a budget build, easy peasy for anyone. Got the Granatelli cutout. Now we just put it right here. We have a little turn down, and then this wire, we're gonna route through the little grommet right there, and then connect it to a cigarette lighter, and luckily like pretty much every BMW has a cigarette lighter in the back. Super easy, so let's do it. Okay guys, so we are routing all the wires for the cutouts, and look at this fucking battery. I mean, let's say you break down on the side of the road and you need to replace your battery. Look at all this shit.
Already routed the cutout wires through this little hole right here. So both wires from the cutouts are coming through here. So now all we gotta do is connect this to, there's a cigarette lighter port that I pulled out. It goes right here. And then we're done. Okay, so I put the trunk back together. I wired it to that cigarette lighter, and we have, I hope, working cutouts. Let's press the button for the first time. We did it, guys. We did it. Basically, both of these valves open simultaneously when I press that button, allowing most of the exhaust pressure to go out of here because it's less restrictive than the muffler when I open it. Now, will 100% of the exhaust go? No. But it's gonna give us a nice little taste of that straight pipe sound that we once had. But I can close it up, and it's road legal, and it's not annoying all the time. Alrighty, it's finally time. Let's get to tuning. We are at the final step of this monumental build. We have done full intakes out to the grills. We've done charge pipes. We've done catless downpipes, a full mid pipe with a cutout system installed in the exhaust, full carbon. The car looks insane. The car sounds insane. And the final piece to this puzzle is the aggressive tune, which you are not supposed to technically do until you have some sort of less restrictive downpipe. More air in, more air out kind of thing. So we have the tune loaded up. We're about to download it into the computer. Then we're done. We can go get some test shots and see how this thing rips. This is another tune that you could literally go buy yourself and program for your car. It's not that hard. Flash in progress, please wait. Enter programming session. So it just deleted everything. Now it's gonna put new shit into the ECU. All right, we're downloaded. Well, now it's just time to go have fun and test this fucker out. All right, let's do a cutout test real quick. Okay, so this is with the mufflers activated and the cutouts closed. Quiet.
Sounds all wimpy.
Okay, still got some rasp.
Wait, that was closed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds open. Okay, open it.
That's closed. Ready for the open?
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's no longer a sleeper whatsoever.
It's a damn supercar.
It's like too loud, but I love the turbo noises.
With the world of exhaust systems being so expensive, you could do this modification literally on any car, and it is the cheapest way to get pretty decent sound. Okay, I think it's finally time. Let's get out on the road and see how she really feels. Let's go. Oh, damn. Damn, dude.
It's just shocking how fast it is compared. I mean, the car was really fun, completely stock. You know, it's got a twin turbo V8. It moves, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm in a modified car. Now you're like, holy shit, I'm in a modified car.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we're in like a super high-end like 5 Series Beamer or like an M5 or something, because that's insane. For what we did to it, which, you know, we did a decent amount of stuff, nothing that's not easily done. This thing feels quick. People like to slander the whole downpipe and tune thing, but it works. You can't argue with what works. And this car reacts to that so well.
Car has well above 100,000 miles, multiple accidents, it's been stolen. We, of course, took it, did all the bolt-ons you possibly can, do a very aggressive tune. We're pushing this car to its absolute limits. It's a BMW, it's a European car. It's got BMW's most unreliable engines in it. You know, we're pushing it to its absolute limit. Can it stand the test of time of reliability?
Today, I'm gonna be making my car faster than a Lamborghini for only $15. This car is set up to beat a Lambo with just one more hack. You may be asking yourself, what is it? It's the 85, baby. You see, a base Lamborghini Huracan makes 571 horsepower, which we've technically already beaten. Right now, as this sits, we're sitting at around 574 horsepower, but that's not good enough. I wanna beat the all-wheel drive Huracan, which makes 602. So today, we're gonna be showing you, I'm putting E85 in this thing, we're gonna be retuning it, and we're gonna be faster than an all-wheel drive Lamborghini Huracan. Let's do it. Okay, with all that being said, let's head to the gas station and fill up on that corn juice. Okay, we're at the gas station, one of the only gas stations that sells E85. So now, it's time to fill it up. There we go. Oh shit. It smells like corn on the cob. And look at that, thing's completely full, and we're lower than 15 bucks. That's true cheap horsepower, baby. Okay, let's get this home, get to work. Okay guys, I really regret to inform you, but the BMW was in a pretty bad front end collision. Careless driver absolutely destroyed the front end of the car. I have no clue if this thing is even drivable anymore. Well, let's go over to the front and take a look. Okay guys, so come take a look. It's pretty bad up here. As you can see, I mean, absolutely with this really, really faint line right here. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to even buff that out. Guys, I'm not sure this is repairable. In this video, we're gonna try to do our best to get this thing back up and running. It's really unfortunate, guys, with just the careless drivers that are on the road nowadays. Basically, backed right into me. I mean, you can almost see his license plate imprint. Good news is, I'm an absolute world-class mechanic. That's oil. And today I'm going to be showing you how I'm gonna do my best to bring this thing back to life and get it back on the road. Let's do it. I'm sure many of you have probably gotten into some fender benders before. So this is a simple, quick way to fix this. Make sure the surface is super clean, and then you're just gonna wanna use my good old friend, Swirl Free Polish. Not sponsored. I just like this shit, it's good. So you're basically gonna wanna take this cream out of here, put it all over the orbital pad. If you don't do this correctly, it will go right through the paint. So you gotta be really careful. Ugh. So we just kind of wipe it off. Yeah, I mean, it took most of it out. It's not perfect, but neither is this car. And then, I mean, now what are we totaling at? 3 accidents? I'm gonna go ahead and say good enough. Yeah, this is how to keep it off the insurance, if you know what I mean. We'll do the other side just like the same way. I mean, this is a quick 5-minute hack. Oh. It's better. And that, my friends, is a quick, simple hack on how to get rid of pretty much any accident you incur on the road, and you get to keep it off the insurance. It's a win-win in my book. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we got our E85, and what's cool is that we're actually gonna be doing an E30 mix on this car, which is a mixture of 91 octane and E85. Here in California, that's the best you can do. And the best part about it is that we can keep this fuel system bone stock. No modifications required, just a different tune. Let's fill it up. Now make sure if you're gonna be doing this on your car, make sure you have the right ratio of fuels so you don't fuck anything up. All right, now. Okay, that's the perfect mixture right there of E85 to 91. Now we gotta retune the car to make that extra power, baby. Okay, so we did the gas. We're all ready to go. Time for the tune. You can check it right here, stage 2, E30. It's already pre-programmed. You can kind of tweak some of the settings, but let's load this thing up. I got it connected to the car. We're on the trickle charger. Load this thing up, and let's take it out for a spin. All right, boom, just like that. Stage 2 E30 acquired. So at this point, we should be sitting faster than a Lamborghini, but not any Lamborghini, the all-wheel drive Lamborghini Huracan in this freaking 5 Series, dude. How awesome is that? Let's take this thing out to the canyon where we could really test it. So this car has the famed N63 motor, undoubtedly one of the most unreliable engines BMW has ever produced. There are more accounts of these motors blowing up on people and needing to be replaced more than any other engine BMW has ever made. It's actually quite funny. And not only is this engine regarded as one of the worst BMW engines in history, there was actually a class action lawsuit filed back in September of 2015. This lawsuit was centered around the N63 engine and the fact that it had such an abnormally high oil consumption rate. The lawsuit actually goes further to claim that BMW was fully aware of this situation and would instruct dealers to overfill engines that were low on oil. Now, when the N63 TU came out, which was the updated version of that original N63, a similar lawsuit was still filed against that engine. Needless to say, this motor has a ton of baggage, but there's still some good things going for it. Now, with that being said, it does boast an awesome 4.4 liter V8 with 2 turbos. I mean, this thing has huge potential for power output, but it does come with a cost. Okay, but with that aside, what even is a 550i? Well, it's basically a detuned M5. They share practically the exact same 4.4 liter V8 with twin turbos, with a few minute differences, but really it's about the same thing. Once you put on a few bolt-ons, you're pretty well matched with an M5. Actually, with bolt-ons, you're faster than a stock M5 on a 550i. Currently on the market, it is the best bang for your buck for horsepower to dollar. I mean, when you think about it, it's quite remarkable the fact that BMW even ever considered putting this motor in this car when many supercars of its time and even currently come with twin turbo V8s. So to put that in a family sedan is kind of nuts. Now McLaren, Ferrari, AMG, they all use twin turbo V8s, but the one in this BMW family sedan has a bigger displacement than all of them. The fact that you can even pick one of these up for under 10 grand is asinine. They just have so much potential. Now you might be wondering, sure, you can get these cars for fairly cheap, but when you modify them, how much money does this all cost? Well, I got this one for $8,000. Sure, it does have 100,000 miles, multiple accidents, stolen report on its record, but overall, it's pretty clean. I spent a lot of time looking for this exact car. Now, all in together with all of the mods, I'm sitting right around $10,000 total. Around 2 grand for down pipes, mid pipes, intake, and a tune. Making this, like I said before, an absolute bang for your buck. I mean, you're getting nearly 600 horsepower for a few days worth of work and a couple grand. Compared to the price of a used Lamborghini, it's no match. It is a no-brainer. This car is so much better for the money. Now, what makes this car super special is that it has all of the modern luxuries of a BMW 5 Series. But when you slap that shifter into sport mode, and when you put the pedal to the metal, you're basically driving a supercar. Now, let's be honest. This thing is not going to handle like a Lamborghini. And it's sure as hell not going to get any attention that a flashy Lamborghini would get. But you can fit 4 times the girls in this car, and that's not including trunk space. You simply can't beat that. Okay, with all that being said, this thing is fast, it's quick, it's fun to drive. So that is the perfect reason why we're taking on a cross-country road trip to see if it can actually stand the test of time. If this super unreliable motor that has 100,000 miles, a car that has accidents on it, it's been stolen, can it make it reliably across the United States? Well, today I'm gonna be taking my unreliable BMW across the United States from Mexico all the way up to Canada. If you didn't know, this is the BMW that we've been building for the last few months, doing every mod you could think of, pushing it to over 600 horsepower. This car is the notorious BMW N63 motor, which has gone down in history as the most unreliable motor that they have ever made. And this car has 100,000 miles. And now, we are about to put it to the test.
And at these boost levels, anything could break at any time.
We're starting all the way at the US-Mexican border, this massive iron wall, and we're driving all the way to beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. This is gonna be a long-ass road trip. I mean, multiple days of driving to get there and back. This is the ultimate durability test. Okay, let's get on the road and start driving. And well, that's exactly what we did. We started on this ambitious goal to see if all of our hard work on what is considered the most unreliable BMW motor ever produced would either leave us stranded in the middle of nowhere, or even after all the mods, get us to our final destination safely. After driving for what felt like forever, we finally made it to our first stop.
Okay, we just stopped in Carmel. My legs finally able to move them. Been in the car for the last 8 hours. Only stops have been Starbucks and bathroom. So here we are getting a nice coffee from one of their overpriced shops. Looks like a European village, really bougie, really nice. Car has done very well so far. Not to jinx us, but it's been pretty reliable. And even though we are so far right now, we are like a 10th of the way. I mean, we have so much more to go, and so far so good, but we gotta keep our eyes on the prize.
Yeah, we had to stop here. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful here. Right over there is where they do Monterey Car Week, famous golf course. But although this is super beautiful, we got to get back on the road if we're going to make it to Canada in a timely fashion. But overall, so far, the car's been doing pretty well. Only complaint is when I step on the brakes, I think they're warped or something because the car like starts to shake, but no biggie. We still have a lot of ground to cover, but we got to make one more quick stop at a special place before we get back on the main freeway and head up to the rest of the United States.
Okay, we're on our way to the infamous bridge. We're almost there. We had to take a stop right here because, you know, why not? And if you look right out there, I don't know if you can see with the camera, there's some fucking whales out there right now, just full on spraying water. Kind of crazy. I mean, it's not every day you see a whale in the ocean. Monterey has a lot of cool classic cars, and E-Type just drove by. Car community is huge all the way through California.
Okay, on a quick side note, we've absolutely massacred about 45,000 flies on the front bumper of this car. I have a feeling the car is going to be completely dirty by the end of this road trip, but let's go see this bridge. Located on the Big Sur coast of California, this is one of the most famous and highly photographed bridges in the entire state. There it is, right there. Historic bridge, Backspeed Bridge, 1932. Holy shit, dude.
Look at that right there. That looks fucking insane. If you fell off, you're dead, instant.
At least you'll have a good view when you go out. Damn.
Yeah, this looks unreal. Looks like AI made it.
If you ever, live in California or you get the chance to go to California, this is a must stop. This is beautiful. You can't, it's like once in a lifetime. Okay, now with the bridge checked off on our list of things to see, it's time to get back on the road to Canada. Now we were back on the road, and the length of this road trip was starting to really settle in. Just leaving California started to feel impossible because it was taking so long. And right when I was starting to question everything, the car decided to break down. I got all the flashing lights, the drivetrain malfunction, the car started like shaking vigorously. I don't know, this happened to me a long time ago. I'm gonna turn the car back on and see, like this is fine. We may have to call a tow truck if the problem continues. It's a little shaky, dude. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the little triangle, telling me there's a drivetrain malfunction. I don't know, we may need to pull off the freeway, dude. So I was going around a guy and I kind of stepped on it a little heavy, and I was in the higher RPMs, and then that's when the car threw the drivetrain malfunction. We're currently out in the middle of nowhere. There is no BMW, anything related to BMWs around here. This is farmland. I don't know if maybe it's just wide open throttle there's problems. I'm gonna try to get back on the freeway. I mean, it sounds all right. Oh, that's just seatbelt.
Yeah.
You gave me PTSD.
Yeah, I have my seatbelt on.
Fuck, dude. I was looking for maybe like an intake pipe came apart or something, but everything is pretty sealed, and we can't really do anything without, proper tools, so. Being completely stuck out in the middle of nowhere was the last thing we wanted, so we cautiously got back on the road and drove as careful as possible. Who knows what caused that drivetrain malfunction? Okay, quick little update. We've been driving for probably another 6 hours. We're about to leave California in a little bit, but sun's going down. The exhaust is rattling like crazy. I don't know if a hanger fell off or what's going on, but we just sat through bumper to bumper traffic for a few hours, and at low RPMs, the thing just rattles like crazy. The rattle is probably mostly because of the placement of the cutout. It just kind of rattles at low RPMs. It's no big deal. It's just a little bit annoying. I'll probably fix that eventually. But in a little bit of time, we should be in Oregon, and then probably, stop for the night, and then we'll continue tomorrow.
Okay, we made it to Oregon. We are at the very luxurious Motel 6, and unfortunately money's tight like it always is. And, you know, just looking around this room, it's disgusting. I mean, there's stains on the bed. I'm not even gonna get underneath the covers. I'm gonna just lay on top of the fucking bed, because this is nasty. But we're just here to just get a few hours of sleep, get back on the road, and make our way to Canada. I really hope that we still have a car when we wake up.
Yeah, dude.
After minimal sleep, we stopped at the Starbucks for probably the 10th time so far, refueled, and got back to driving. This was day 2 of the road trip, baby.
So yesterday it was about 104 degrees outside. Today it's raining, so quite a different climate here. A lot of different weather. We are about 30 minutes away from Portland, Oregon. So got some cool stuff coming up. So far, the car's doing fine in the rain, which is good because once again, guys, this is a 600 horsepower absolute beast. I mean, this is basically a supercar packaged up into a 4-door family sedan. And of course, it's got all the comforts that you want, like traction control, you know, lane assist. I mean, it's basically like a self-driving car.
So this thing has something called adaptive cruise control. So once it's set, it basically like figures out the distance to the car in the front, and I'm not hitting the brake or the gas. It does all of it for me. I think it taps into the ABS system. So as long as I steer, this thing will actuate the gas and the brake, and I can just kind of cruise and chillax. So modern luxury at its finest.
And the steering wheel will shake if you go towards one of the lanes. Like if you go out of the lane, the steering wheel will shake.
Yeah, there's so many safety features, which my other Beamers did not have.
Crazy for this being 10-year-old technology. I mean, I can't imagine driving like a brand new Beamer.
The new ones probably do drive themselves. Okay, we're in beautiful, rainy Oregon. We gotta fill up. I wanna get some water, some food. We're on our way, really close to Portland, but absolute rainstorm. Being from California, this is the first time I've driven the car in the rain, but not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So I'm gonna fill up and we're gonna get back on the road. Oh, and all the bugs that were on the front, the rain just cleaned it all off. But my air filters are getting sopping wet, which right in there is a little concerning. Hopefully it doesn't lock up the motor and blow this whole thing up, but I think we'll be good.
I'm now realizing I really should have brought a jacket. But if you look right over here, you'll see that our amazing wheel paint job is starting to fade. The good news is that we have a new set of wheels coming very soon, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned for that. But yeah, couldn't hold up the road trip.
And after almost 16 total hours of driving, we finally made it to Portland, Oregon, where luckily it stopped raining.
Well, we've made it to Portland, Oregon, and it looks pretty cool here. There's a lot of vintage stuff about this city, which, you know, being someone who likes vintage stuff, I think it's really cool. I mean, look at the street signs. Look at the street lamps. It's cool. The architecture is amazing. Everything's just old. Everything has style to it. And believe it or not, the BMW has made it this far. Through the rain, through the heat wave of California. Yesterday it was 104 degrees, and now we're in the cold, and I forgot to bring a jacket, which is great. We're going to leave in about a few minutes, go through Seattle, take a quick pit stop there, and then we'll make it to Canada. I've never been to Canada, so it'll be my first time. I'm super excited. Hopefully the car makes it. That is a super rare BMW right there. I think that's the Z8.
Yeah, dude, this thing is insane.
That thing is nice. I'm pretty sure they have V8s. They're really cool.
Although it would have been cool to stop and look around for a while, we still needed to get to Seattle and then to Canada by nightfall, which was still 6 hours away.
We are on our way to Seattle right now. Not too far away. We're just driving in the rain. You can smell the freshness in the air pumping through the AC. Much better smell than Central California. The smell of shit from all the cows. We just made a pit stop, and you know where. I believe that's number 11th on the trip so far. And now we're going to the home of Starbucks, Seattle.
What's your take on the 5 Series now that you're driving it?
I love the 5 Series. To me, I've always had so much shit cars. Even though this car is 10 years old, I feel like I'm driving a brand new car. I feel very privileged to driving this car. It's fun, it's comfortable, and easy to move. The seat's big and plush, and you know, got all the gauges, it's all nice. I'm not really used to driving nice cars, so I feel special right now.
And after looking out our windows to beautiful Seattle, we didn't even have the extra time to stop. We continued on our journey, and thankfully the car was not causing any more trouble.
We're headed into Canada right now.
We made it, baby. We made it.
The Canadian border.
We've been in Canada for literally 5 minutes. Look what we found.
What the fuck is that?
The absolute fuck
Crazy, dude.
is this? Fucking Canadians.
Having successfully made it to Canada all the way from the Mexican border, we crashed at a motel and quickly started exploring in the morning. Okay guys, it's the morning after. We stayed in a motel last night. We made it. We made it to Vancouver, Canada, nearly 1,500 miles from Mexico all the way to Canada, stretching the entire length of the United States. Through all the different terrains and the obstacles that we overcame, we did it. We made it to Canada. But now, we gotta go all the way back. So round trip, Mexico to Canada, back to Mexico, is about the same distance from California to New York. This is a ton of driving, and this car has held up. We made it.
Well, we're in Canada, where maple syrup flows like oil does in Saudi Arabia. And if you look, you can see a lot of Canadian buildings, which look great. And the car has made it. It's been a fantastic journey. My legs feel like they're gonna snap off for being in the car for so long. But we're here, and we're finally ready to do the exact same thing over again on the way back.
This thing has been put through the ringer. Also, in today's video, we're gonna be putting a crazy tune on this thing. A tune that is extremely dangerous. And when I mean dangerous, it's gonna raise the torque levels to amounts that I don't even know if is safe for the car. Yeah, things might be breaking today, but let's test it out. Okay, real quick, before we do any further mods on this car, this thing needs an oil change. We went on a almost 3,000 mile road trip in this car, and I, quite frankly, have not changed the oil since we got back. So let's get that done. All right, here we go. Time to drain this oil. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. Ah! I don't wanna get it on me. I've gotten oil on me too many times doing this.
You look like a bitch doing this. So.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, dude. Oh, dude, that's not good. Dude, look how much copper's in it. Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Dude, maybe you guys were right in the comments. You guys said this was a bad motor, this thing's gonna blow up. I don't know why there's so much copper in here. That's terrible. I guess my rod bearings are completely toast.
I guess I gotta sell the car.
Oh man, dude, that is super metallic-y.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, should we even keep driving this thing? I think we gotta sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much copper there was in here. Oh, hold on. Yeah, dude, look how much copper there was in here. This is terrible. All the comments were right. Anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and ignore that. And we got some nice clean oil to put on the car. No more of that copper stuff. Now this twin turbo V8 drinks nearly 10 quarts of oil every oil change. A lot of oil. Okay, we got our trusty funnel. That's where you put the oil. Here we go. This takes forever to pour. I mean, this is the right way to pour oil, so. Okay, so for the next mod for the 550i sleeper build, we got some new wheels. Our friends over at VMR hooked us up with some sick new wheels for the Beamer, which, if you look at the wheels that are on the Beamer now, very much needed. So let's check these things out. I'm very excited. And if you're a true Backspeed Boys OG YouTube subscriber, you will remember some very special wheels that I had before they broke on my last Beamer. And we got something kind of similar. Holy shit. These look awesome. Take a look at this, guys. Oh yeah, baby. These are gonna go great on the 550i build. I'm super stoked. Let's go get them mounted.
Now this should have been the first mod we did, but you know what this car has been lacking? A rim job. So let's give it a rim job. Okay. So these are pretty cool wheels. Fucking hate lug bolts. If it were up to me, I would stud swap all these. This is what I hate about European cars. I think lug bolts are dumb. One of the first things I do to the M6 is gonna be a stud conversion. Oh yeah, that's right. If you haven't seen the last video, we got the fucking M6 running again. So, lots coming for that one.
Huge shout out to Velocity Motoring, or VMR, for hooking it up with the wheels. Now, this is the V703 model. I think overall now, for newer BMWs, my absolute favorite BMW style rim. I actually had these on my old black 335i build that we did on the channel for all you OG subscribers. And before I cracked one of the rims on the freeway, they were V703s. So I'm going back to my roots, going back to this style. Absolutely love it. And I also like it. They sell it in the matte black finish, which is super badass. So once again, go check out VMR Wheels. They are gonna be the go-to rim for your car.
Now, when it comes to best bang for your buck, this really is it. I mean, sure, it's not an M5.
Whoa. Slow down there, okay? This thing's much faster than an M5.
Well, what is it?
It's a 550i M Sport.
A what?
It's a 550i M Sport.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting this.
Man, I didn't choose the M Sport life. The M Sport life chose me. So a major problem that this car has given me, well, is not the car's fault at all. It's my own. You see, a while back, we decided to do a black wrap. Now, I'm sure if you've watched closely in the videos, you can realize that this black wrap looks fucking terrible. So, I mean, just take this for example. Like, what was I thinking? Well, I don't know how to wrap a car. So today we're gonna try it again and see if we can fix this. I mean, oh man, I hope nothing's damaged underneath. Ooh, that's not good. Oh. I hate the look of a white roof, especially with a sunroof. This is gonna take forever. Sometimes in life, when you do things the first time, they don't work out. You can't give up. You just gotta try again. Oh, I thought that was white paint. I almost had a heart attack.
So Lenny bought the wrong fucking wrap, and the problem is not only is this wrap terrible, it looks like you sprayed your car with rattle cans, it wasn't long enough. So we tried to stretch it. Well, that didn't work. So we're gonna have to just go back to having a white roof for the sake of this video, and then wrap it in a later one for the third time.
Okay guys, let's throw this tune on the BMW. Now first step, as I've always said, is put a trickle charger on the battery. If mid-tune the battery were to die, this ECU would basically be crap. So I don't want to replace that, so let's do it. What's cool is all BMWs pretty much have a place in the engine bay, even though the battery's not in the engine bay, to jump it or put a trickle charger on it. And any random bolt will do it. There we go, on. Let's get the laptop out. Okay, now that we're in the car, got the laptop out, we got the OBD2 cable plugged in. So let's get everything kind of fired up and we can load this tune. Now this tune may not increase the horsepower by that much, but it's gonna completely raise the torque levels. And a little birdie told me it's gonna sound crazy. Twin turbo V8, so I expect nothing less. Okay, is it on? Yep. Okay, OBD2. Loading. Okay, we gotta turn the AC off. We gotta close the door. We gotta put the seatbelt on. Okay, I gotta pull up the email. So we actually have a tuner buddy who has a 550i as well, and he custom built a tune for his car. So he said I could have it. We're gonna put it on. We're gonna see what happens. Get tune. Okay, it's loading. The tune is live. Now it's time to take this car and go out and rip it. Something we haven't quite done enough on this channel yet. We're out in the beautiful canyon right now, about to test this car. Now, just a little recap, if you don't remember, this is our 528i sleeper build. Yes, it's got a 520i badge. We get comments all the time. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go watch them. This is a 550i, twin turbo V8, 4.4 liter. We've tuned it. We've put catless downpipes. We put intakes, true cold air intakes, go straight to the grill. Front mount, baby. Those are from ARM. Huge thanks to those guys. Full carbon from RW Carbon. This thing is badass. The best Beamer I've ever owned. And now we're about to test the crazy tune. And I'm just gonna say a little sneak peek, driving out here, it sounded pretty badass. Enough yapping. Let's get in the car and hear how this thing sounds. Okay, let's start this thing up. Now, This is not a cold start. This is a very warm start, so it's not gonna sound that crazy, but. Now, if you don't remember, this has ARM catless downpipes and the ARM full straight pipe, mid pipe exhaust. And it's got stock mufflers, but we got cutouts from Grand Intelli. Let's hear how this thing sounds. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, we'll throw this thing into paddle shifter mode. Oh, damn. Oh, dude. Okay, I had to let off there. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't need to crash.
This thing is torquey as hell, dude. I mean, coming from a V8, I would expect torque, but the way the tune's mapped and with the 2 turbos, like, this thing has a shit ton of torque. For being only 4.4 liters, it's pretty impressive. Make sure there's no cops. Straight away. Oh. Damn, this thing is fun. It just puts a smile on my face, just driving this. You know, it is white, you know, it is kind of a sleeper build. Doesn't look that crazy, but damn does it drive awesome. And like I've said it before, you know, you guys saw us take this thing to Canada. It's somewhat reliable, it's comfortable, it's got these plush leather seats, but it's fast, and when you get on it, this thing goes. It is super torquey, and it's just an awesome driving car.
Now it's my turn. You break off. Let's take this baby out. So I drove this car on stage 2 full bolt-on on the way to Canada and back, and one of the things is it had really good torque down low, but it had like an insane amount of power just punching it at the higher RPMs. So far, this new tune, it seems like it has so much more torque down low, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it almost feels like it's just so much torque it's gonna twist the chassis. No, I'm kidding, but it actually does feel like dangerously torquey at the down low RPMs. Yeah, damn.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, just I'm barely giving it any throttle. You know, I don't want to crash Lenny's car, but holy cow, this thing just fucking moves. Just barely giving it gas, and it just like I'm at like go to jail speed levels as soon as I just tap the throttle. Yeah, you can definitely tell that with this tune, it kind of sacrifices some of that high-end power, but it just threw it all in the down low. So this would be an amazing car to roll race.
Yeah.
You'd win every single time against a comparable car. Yeah, me and Lenny looked at a lot of M5s, before we bought this, and this is much faster than an M5. Even faster than the brand new ones. You know, you put an inexperienced driver behind the wheel and they're gonna crash and run into a tree. That's for sure. This is not for the faint of heart. Damn, I'm like on the brakes. I give it a little bit of gas and I gotta be on the brakes, otherwise I'm running into the car in front of me. This car has rocket ship level torque. That's a fact. Okay guys, make sure that you are following us on Instagram. We're gonna be doing a giveaway there soon, so make sure you follow us there. And we have all kinds of new Backseat Boys merch that's coming out, so you're gonna wanna check that out at backseatboys.com. Like this shirt is available and all kinds of cool stuff.
Okay, so if you saw in the last episode, we really pushed this car with a crazy tune, and well, it kind of broke on us. Towards the end of filming, it was starting to throw drivetrain malfunctions, and we traced everything back, and the only thing that I could think it could be was the fact that when we changed plugs originally, we took the original coils out and we put the original coils back. We should have replaced them. That was a dumb part on us, but luckily, our friends over at Turner hooked it up with a whole new set of ignition coils for this car, which, by the way, fun fact, didn't know this, the coils they use for this, they use on like pretty much the whole line of BMWs. They use the same part number. So that's pretty cool. Because this is a twin turbo V8 with top mount twin turbos, they heat soak like crazy. And well, these are really close to the turbos. So these get damaged very fast, and it's something you should replace quite frequently, unfortunately. So we're gonna install the new coils, and hopefully that fixes our problem. Now, I really should have done this when we did plugs, but oh well. So in order to get back down to get access to the coils, all I gotta take off are these strut braces and just part of the intake plumbing, really not that bad. And that'll give us access to pop those coils out. There we go. Okay. And there is the portion of the intake that will now give us access to all those coils. So, it stinks. Okay, starting with the back of this side. There we go. Not wet, that's a good thing. And there we go. So who knows if this coil is actually malfunctioning or if it's just one of them or whatever, but it goes into drivetrain malfunction, goes into some sort of limp mode. It usually shuts off cylinders 1 and 3. It's kind of odd, but it's super random. So this is kind of just preventative maintenance, and it should have been done anyways. So there you go. That's comparing the Turner Motorsports coil to the factory one. If you look, this one actually has metal heat shielding, where this thing is only rubber. So this actually looks like a lot better build quality and should hold up the heat a lot better. And it's blue, and you know blue means more horsepower, so that's always a win. Just basically shove this thing down in here, and just like that, first coil complete, 7 more to go. Something really cool I didn't even notice, they actually put green grease in the tips of these so they don't stick onto the spark plug when it gets hot over time. So even better. Okay, we put the engine back together. Once again, huge shout out to our partner over at Turner Motorsports, as well as ECS Tuning. Been an awesome partner to work with, and well, with everything done and changed out, I think we gotta do one last honorary rip. Let's see if it works.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed the 550i build, I think you're gonna really like the 335i that we just picked up. 1,600 bucks, big turbos, makes for like 600 horsepower, but of course it's broken, has a lot of problems. We just released the first episode, so go check that out if you haven't already. We got it over to the shop, up on the lift, took a little look underneath, and we found some incredibly disturbing things. So next episode on that comes out very soon.
Okay, well there we go, guys. The car's fixed. I had so much fun with this build. We have taken this car from executive grandma car to an absolute street ripper, something that I've had a lot of fun driving, and it's just it's been an awesome daily too. You gotta remember, we drove this thing from the Mexican border all the way up to Vancouver, Canada. I think if anyone's ever done it, we have proven that this can be reliable if treated properly. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this. This has been an awesome build. A rather mid-budget build, around 10 grand into the car for all the performance mods and the car included. And it's sad to see this thing come to an end, but it's time to sell this and get something much better. And also, I want to say a huge thanks to all the sponsors that made this build possible. They're on the screen right now, so make sure to go check them out and give them some love and let them know that we sent you. If you like this build series, make sure to hit the subscribe button, make sure to hit the bell notification so you guys stay up to date with all of our current builds. But as far as I'm concerned, this one is complete. Make sure to leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.